watching Big 12 College Baseball on ESPN+. Welcome to Wagner Field at Kendrick Family Ballpark in Morgantown, West Virginia. Game 2 between West Virginia and TCU. The Mountaineers keeping the heat on first place Kansas as both teams won last night. Kansas at BYU. West Virginia playing TCU 2-0 here at the ballpark. Good evening. I'm Kyle Wiggs. Tyler Barnett is alongside. Tyler, what a game last night. Great pitching from Estridge and Korn. Great defense and tremendous execution. West Virginia had one big inning.
Yeah, and really whenever you're in a close game like that, 2-0, everything has to be crisp, and it was that way for West Virginia. But on the TCU side, Preston Gamster really stood out to me. The senior shortstop from Dallas, Texas, just 7 hits in the game for TCU, 2 of those coming from the shortstop here. He was 2 for 3. He really battled in his at-bats, saw 16 pitches in his first 2 at-bats. You see that infield single there, had another single in his next at-bat, but was really incredible defensively with 6 assists across the game. But really in the 7th inning, he recorded all 3 outs in that 1-2-3 inning. So just a great all-around game from Preston Gamster. And then talking about all around, West Virginia's middle of the lineup was really on display yesterday. 4 hits in the game for West Virginia, 2 of those from the middle guys, Sean Smith and Matthew Gravelin. And it was particularly the productive 2nd inning that really gave the game its only runs, and was the one that stood out, the double by Sean Smith to lead off the inning, and then the RBI double by Matthew Gravelin to score Sean Smith. Then you mix in that sac bunt by Armani Guzman, which leads to the RBI sac fly from Brody Kresser.
Mountaineer coach Steve Sabins called it high-level production there and execution with the bunt and the fly ball for the out. Game 2 of the series is coming right up. Shuffled the lineup a bit. Liddington and Gamster both up in the lineup, and Chase Brunson in the heart of the order there. Multi-hit game last night to lead the offense. No matter how you shake up that lineup, Tyler, they're going to have their hands full tonight with Max Yale.
Max Yale, the Big 12 leader in RBIs, 6th nationally with a 2.04 ERA. And last week against Kansas had the complete game. 9 innings pitched, 6 hits. Just 1 run, just 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts for the West Virginia lefty from Portville, New York.
3rd member of our broadcast team tonight, Angelica Trinone. And Angelica, it's hard to believe the way Max Yale is pitching now that he missed all of last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you ask Max, he wouldn't be pitching the way he is now if he didn't have that injury. He said, I know many don't take this approach, but really, I'm fortunate that that happened to me because it allowed me to change my perspective on the game. He says he was able to see things from a fan/coach perspective, and that really slowed things down for him whenever he got on the bump. But he said, really, his mindset was never, why did this happen to me? Instead, it was an opportunity to grow, and he said he wouldn't be where he is this season without it. And as for this team, he called them his family, and he said West Virginia will always be home.
Max Yale coming back from the serious elbow injury, and in his last 4 starts, we saw the highlights from his complete game victory at Kansas. Last 4 starts combined, 23 1/3 innings, just 4 earned runs, 27 strikeouts, and 7 walks. We are underway. First pitch of this Friday night contest is in there for a strike. And Rob Liddington again in the leadoff spot, moved up in the order from last night. And we'll get into the changes in the TCU lineup as we move along here in the 1st inning. Yale gets a swing and a miss. He's ahead 0-2.
Really interested to see this pitching matchup today. Both of these guys coming off of complete games a week ago.
Liddington hit 8th last night. 0-2 pitch hit him. Yale hits him with the 0-2 pitch. You can see the frustration by the shown by the left-hander there after getting ahead. Tried to come inside a little bit too inside.
Yeah. 87-mile-an-hour slider. Gets away from him. Tried to go back foot. And got front foot.
Cole Kramer stands in. Kramer looking for his first hit of the series at .315 on the year. 64 base hits, including 12 for extra bases. Kramer in that familiar 2 spot. He takes a strike. You've got Brunson hitting 3. We highlighted him, his multi-hit game last night. Traeger at 4. Gamster, after his 2-hit night, is up from the 9 slot into the number 5 position in the order. Token throw over to first, and Liddington gets back. Tyler, no Jack Bell in the lineup tonight. He had 2 hits.
Yeah.
And he's out of the lineup. Of course, Sawyer Stroh-Snyder out for the series, the leading hitter for TCU.
It was Jack Bell was 2 for 4 yesterday. Chase Brunson was 2 for 4. And then the guy that we previewed, Preston Gamster, was 2 for 3. The only extra hit there was Nolan Traeger to add up to that 7 for TCU.
There's another throw to first. Yale keeping an eye on Liddington, who has 5 stolen bases, 5 of 6 in the stolen base department for Liddington. TCU with its leadoff hitter on base. Chases him back again. Liddington from Phoenix. There's a pitch that gets away from Yale. And Liddington moves up on the wild pitch. So the leadoff hitter in scoring position. And the count 2-1 to the hitter Kramer.
Moves him up in the scoring position. Also gets rid of the double play potential there for West Virginia as well.
Holding that runner close at second. The pitch to the plate, tapped foul. So Yale got 2 strikes on Liddington, hit him with a 0-2 pitch, and now counts 2-2 to Kramer. Kresser up the middle, holding that runner close. Einich deep in the hole at short. Check of the runner, pitch to the plate, high for ball 3. Crowd still filing in here, as we'll be full to capacity shortly. This pitch fouled off. They're lined up along the railings down the right field line. Fans enjoying this great evening from the berm. Third base side. And just a tremendous night for baseball. And tomorrow they've moved the game up. So if you're coming out tomorrow, it's a noon start instead of 1 o'clock. There's another pitch spoiled by Kramer, who's having a very good at-bat.
That one, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Yale, gets sent into the seats.
They've made Max Yale work here in the top half of the first inning.
This will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat.
There's again a move and a token throw to Kresser down at second. Yale's kept his eye on Liddington, and in the meantime Kramer has fouled off a couple of 3-2 pitches. Chase Brunson, a 10 home run guy on deck. Here's the pitch, and this one's hit on the ground to Guzman. The only play is at first. Liddington advances to third. There's the first out of the contest. West Virginia last night played its 5th consecutive errorless game. Mountaineers very good defensively. Gravlin in left field made that play up against the fence in the first inning. Schoenfeld and Lumsen in the outfield as well. Guzman with a great play in the first inning last night on a hard hit shot that went off his body. He pounced on it and got the out. West Virginia's infield defense very solid as well. Hall made a great play on a slow roller off the end of the bat, charged and threw the runner out. So just another night at the ballpark for West Virginia defensively. Strike 1 to Brunson. That pitch is high. Outfield straight away. Now they're going to bring the infield in with 1 out here in the first inning. This pitch is high. They're in at all 4 infield spots. Hall backing up slightly. It's at third base. Now the next pitch, swung on and missed. That's the pitch he tried to throw to Liddington with 2 outs and hit it.
Yeah, that's that slider. Got it really dialed in there.
Yale could use a strikeout here, keep that runner frozen at third base. This pitch swung on and missed. Down and in once again, a huge second out, and now that infield backs up with 2 away.
That was a massive strikeout for Yale. With that infield pulled in, it widens the gaps a lot more. The 3-hitter Brunson at the plate guy had 2 hits yesterday, and now West Virginia looking at Nolan Traeger.
Both of these teams have excellent sophomore catchers. Gavin Kelly, of course, for the Mountaineers. Nolan Traeger for TCU. He was a second-team perfect game freshman All-American. And strike to the plate, counts 1-1. Traeger had a hit last night. Hit the ball hard. A line out to Matt Einish at short in the second. Strike 2. Yale 1 strike away from getting out of a first inning jam. Runner at third. And here's a 2-strike pitch. Just missed outside.
Pitch 20 of the inning. Got up 0-2 on Liddington, hit him. And then a 9-pitch at-bat to Kramer. Brunson, long at-bat.
And there's ball 3. He's gone 3-2 to a couple, maybe 3 hitters in this inning.
3 consecutive hitters.
Mountaineer fans into the game early. 3-2 pitch with the runner at third, and he spoiled it. West Virginia 36-12. And we'll get into all of the RPI scenarios, the conference standings. Long night of baseball, grounded to third, backhanded by Hall. Strong throw, and the Mountaineers get out of the first inning jam. Liddington hit by the 2-strike pitch. He works his way around to third base, but Yale retires 3 in a row. We're scoreless after 1/2 inning. He's creeping up towards 400. Got a hit last night, raised it to 392. And Armani Guzman, a guy that causes all kinds of havoc when he gets on base with those 30 steals.
Lance Davis on the mound for TCU, the freshman transfer from Arkansas. Had a complete game last weekend against Utah, 9 innings pitched, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. In those 9 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, and they're really on a short week rest here, going Saturday last week and Friday this week.
As the Mountaineers get set to come to the plate for the first time, let's go back down to Angelica.
Well, Steve Saban says that obviously there's a lot of focus on starting pitching, but really if you think about it, the amount of outs that get taken away because of defense has really been the key. He said if a guy doesn't get the ball in the 6 hole, you bobble the double play, or maybe you don't even turn that, all of a sudden those 70 pitches for your starter can turn into 110 real quick, and it makes it really hard on the reliever. So he said defense separates the good and great teams. He thinks his team now falls in the ladder.
No doubt about that. Goes hand in hand with that great pitching. airtight defense. As we mentioned, 5 consecutive errorless games for West Virginia. And the Mountaineers at the plate here with Einish trying to get on, leading off. 53 runs scored, tops on the team, and there's an opposite field single. He slapped it past the shortstop Gamster. So West Virginia has something going here in the first.
Yeah, TCU middle really pinched in toward the base. And you can see there, Gamster just out of his reach there. In a normal position, that's just a typical 6-3, but with Gamster pinched there in the middle, out of his reach.
Einish with 4 stolen bases on the year. West Virginia second in the Big 12 Conference in stolen bases this year. Mountaineers 91 for 116. First pitch to Kelly, little nubber, back to the pitcher, had to wait for the second baseman Kramer to get there, and Kramer makes a nice play, makes the pivot, and throws out Kelly. So the double play, TCU had 2 double plays last night, and they get one right here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, great timing too for Davis. 3 pitches now in the innings and 2 outs recorded.
Schoenfeld up with the bases empty. Davis now trying to have a quick bottom half of the first. And he takes a strike on the outside edge. Tim Cordell, our home plate umpire tonight. Davis getting ahead. John Sapphire at first, Brian Drury at second. Jim Chalet behind the plate last night over at third base. Gap in right center for the left-handed hitting center fielder for West Virginia, Schoenfeld. He takes this one outside.
It's a 5-pitch mix for Davis. 3 different fastballs. He's got a 4-seam, a sinker, and a cutter. So really going to move 3 different ways there with a fastball. There was the slider. He's also got a changeup.
Schoenfeld hits it in the air, right center. Liddington gives way to Griffin, the center fielder, who puts it away. And Davis faces the minimum of 3 after the double play. Gave up a hit. The Mountaineers don't score. No score after 1. The preseason pick to win the league. Playing a little bit better here down the stretch, but man, have they been plagued by injuries. They had the preseason Player of the Year pick and Sawyer Stroh-Snyder, he's out now. They had the preseason Pitcher of the Year pick and Tommy Lepore. He's missed most of the season, just coming back recently, and some other key members of that pitching staff out this year. So it's been a little bit of a disappointment, but TCU still in line to get to an NCAA regional. Here's a swing and a deep drive by Gamster, and Gamster has hit it onto the ticket building. A long home run to left center field by Preston Gamster. He's a little guy, but man, he's been a pest to the Mountaineers in this series so far.
Yeah, we talked yesterday about his long at-bats, seeing 16 pitches in his first 2 innings. Doesn't waste any time there. Jumps on the first pitch he sees and sends it out of the ballpark.
Gamster is 5th home run of the year, and that was a no-doubter over the 375 mark on the fence and on the roof.
Next hit for TCU, the first baseman, number 27.
Gamster, a transfer from Paris College. Hit .346 as a sophomore and has ingrained himself into this TCU lineup after transferring up. He's given TCU its first lead of the series. Brady Dallimore at the plate now. Gamster on base for the 3rd time, his 3rd hit, and moving him up in the order has paid off.
TCU able to strike first in this middle game of the 3-game series. You mentioned that graphic saw at the beginning of the inning, TCU was swept 3 Big 12 series, has only been swept twice across the season. The first sweep was UCLA at the beginning of the season, and then most recently Oklahoma State 2 weekends ago.
3-1 the count, and there's a strike right under the hands. Second inning home run given up here by Max Yale.
And he finds himself in another full count.
He hasn't given up a home run in his last 5 starts. And there's a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. That's just the 3rd home run allowed by Yale all season. He gets the strikeout of Dallimore, 1 away in the 2nd.
Brings up the third baseman, number 12, Caius Gargett.
Caius Gargett in the lineup. We mentioned last night it was Jack Bell playing 3rd, but Bell out of there tonight. And Gargett gets the start. Yale gets ahead. Gargett with a couple of home runs. There's a fly ball deep into left center. Schoenfeld on the warning track. He looks up, and that's gone. Off the pitch clock. That one every bit of 390 feet off the bat of Gargett. And TCU has a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, quickly on 2 fastballs too. That one 91, not a whole lot of movement on it. Typically those Max Yale sinkers have a lot of tail on them, a lot of sink. That one not a whole lot, and stays up in the zone. Gargett able to get a good swing on it, drive it out of the ballpark.
Showing bunt, Jack Arthur. He pulls it back, takes that pitch inside. Arthur down a couple of slots. He's in the lineup replacing Stroh-Snyder, and he takes a strike here. Was 0 for 4 in the 5 spot, hitting 8th tonight. He's at .225 on the year. Swing and a miss there. Yale has struck out 2. He's hit a batter. And TCU getting life here in the 2nd inning of game 2 with a couple of long home runs. There's a swing and a miss, out number 2. Yale started the game with 79 strikeouts, and he's picked up 3 tonight. Colton Griffin looking for his first hit of the series. He bats with 2 outs. That pitch in there for a strike. The 0-1 pitch hit sharply into right field. A ground single off the bat of Griffin. 3rd hit of this inning for TCU. It turns the lineup over to Rob Liddington.
It's been great approaches so far by the TCU hitters. All of these hits coming on fastballs, so letting Max Yale throw his sliders, sitting back and pushing up on that fastball.
Liddington takes strike one, fell behind 0-2, and then got hit. That was back in the first inning, worked his way around to third and was stranded there. Griffin is reached with 2 outs. Yale trying to get out of it here. And a strike. That one on the inside part of the plate. Griffin struggled there to get a read on this left-hander. Griffin 10 for 10 in stolen base attempts. Short lead though against Yale. There's a check swing. He did not hold up. And that ends the inning. But TCU does some damage. A home run on the roof by Preston Gamster. Then a long home run to left center by Gargett. TCU leads West Virginia 2-0. The Big 12 regular season comes to an end tomorrow when the Horned Frogs and the Mountaineers build momentum towards the postseason. TCU and West Virginia will face off in the series finale tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow's game and the first 2 rounds of the Big 12 baseball tournament are available only on the ESPN app. A couple of home runs for the Horned Frogs. In the top of the second, West Virginia will try and answer first pitch swinging Sean Smith. Sean Smith on the line out to Dallimore at first base.
7 pitches in the first inning for Davis, and just 1 here in the second to record an out. So 8 total, and he's gotten 4 outs.
1 out for Gravelin. Gravelin at 291. Davis getting ahead. Mountaineers got their leadoff hitter on base in the first, and TCU turned its 3rd double play of the series. Now Davis has retired the leadoff hitter here in the second. Another chance for Gamster. Shows off that arm, sidearm throw from the bag. And there's 2 quick outs in the West Virginia second inning.
He's able to stay back and get that ball because of that rocket arm.
Next hitter is the first baseman, number 5,
Guzman 0 for 2, but got the bunt down in West Virginia's 2-run second inning last night. Check swing, and he held up. Counts 1-1. Two strikes now on Guzman. Davis has been efficient through an inning and 2/3.
A shift here for TCU, and you'll see Gargett move over into the 4-hole on the right-hand side of second base next to Kramer, and then Gamster will be left on the island over there in the 6th spot.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count.
And TCU made that move a couple times yesterday, but whenever they shifted, they put Gamster in that 4-hole around second base. But today, opting to move Gargett over there and leave Gamster by himself.
Guzman stays alive there. West Virginia has earned a double bye in the Big 12 Conference Tournament. They'll play their first game next Thursday. The tournament will get underway earlier in the week as Guzman strikes out, and that ends the second inning. The Mountaineers go in order: a line out, a ground out, and a strikeout. After 2 innings, West Virginia trailing here to TCU 2-0. 2-0 TCU leading West Virginia, top of the third. Kirk Saarloos from the TCU dugout joins us. Coach, I know you were frustrated. You and your guys were frustrated last night. Had some really good at-bats, good contact, but not much luck. Tonight, a different story. What did you see with Gamster's at-bat and Gargett with the home runs?
Well, it's really hard to do against this guy. You know, he doesn't give up many home runs, but when you're not scoring a lot, and you can do it with one swing, that makes things a lot easier.
Davis on the mound, 7 pitches in the first inning, and then a really extended second inning with 9 pitches. So it's 16 total here through 2. What's been working for him?
Well, he does a good job of mixing pitches and commanding his fastball, and you know, he's gotten a little bit better as the year's gone on. This is, you know, his redshirt freshman year. He didn't pitch at all last year, and you know, I'm just proud of the way he's developed and kind of gotten a little bit better each week.
With that offense, Coach, you shook up the lineup, moved Gamster up, you moved Liddington up. Both those guys have been on base, so a little bit of a spark. It seems like it's worked out.
Yeah, I don't know if we did that by design or because we had another injury pop up on us during batting practice today. Jack Bell hurt himself, has like a hernia or something going on. So if you're poking pins into a doll up there, would you please stop?
That's the thing, Coach. I mean, your guys just don't get hurt; they get injured.
Yeah, it's a little bit. You know, Brunson's on deck, and he's been dealing with kind of a back of his knee hamstring deal. That's why he's not running around in center field today, and he's DHing. So we're kind of limping in right now, but like I said, nobody cares. You just gotta, but it gives opportunities to Caius, and Caius did a good job with his first at bat.
Yep, good start tonight. Coach, we appreciate your time. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, go Frogs.
Coach Kirk Saarloos there from the dugout. And again, Sawyer Stroh-Snyder comes up with what looks to be a significant injury. We saw him in a boot walking around the field prior to the game, and he talked about Jack Bell, who had 2 hits last night, dealing with a hernia situation. So, you know, these aren't little nicks. These are serious injuries, serious situations that TCU's dealing with. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning, as Kramer was retired, and now Chase Brunson comes to the plate.
Brunson 2 for 4 yesterday. Worked a full count back in the first inning, but ended up striking out.
TCU with the 2nd inning home runs, and Kirk was right. Max Yale doesn't give up a lot of home runs at all, and TCU's touched him up twice already today. That pitch is inside. You can see where that roof takes some heavy shrapnel from batting practice and that one baseball up there from Gamster tonight. Strike to the plate. Yale trying to settle in. I believe I'd said before that Yale had given up 4 home runs on the season. In fact, that number now is at 4. He had given up 2 the entire season previous to tonight, and TCU with the 2 home runs tonight, so 4 total home runs given up. Brunson goes down on strikes here, and there's 2 outs in the 3rd.
Back-to-back strikeouts on the slider there for Yale.
Number 16, Nolan Trigger.
So Yale struck out 3 in a row, and 4 of the last 5 batters he's faced. Base is empty for Nolan Traeger. That pitch is inside. Yale threw 42 pitches through the first 2 innings. So he needs a quick one here.
Yep. I think in his complete game he threw 124 pitches. So if you do some quick math there, It's 13 pitches per inning. He was at 23 pitches in the first inning and 19 pitches in the second inning.
That one misses the outside edge. Count 3-0 to Traeger. Traeger 1 for 5 in the series so far. And there's a strike to the plate. TCU out-hit the Mountaineers last night, and they've out-hit West Virginia so far tonight 3-1, and there's a strike at the belt. So Yale trying to battle back after falling behind 3-0. Traeger stays alive. Yale hunting strikeout number 7 in this game already. Full count pitch, base is empty, 2 outs, and there's ball 4. First walk allowed. He hit a batter, Liddington, in the first. Now he walks Traeger on the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs in the third. Traeger takes a spot that extends the inning to Gamster.
Brings up number 2, Preston Gamster.
First pitch to Gamster, who's had a great series so far. That's high. And that will prompt a meeting here as Gavin Kelly calls timeout, and he'll draw all the infielders together. Which one of those baseballs was it?
One of the white ones out there.
I would imagine once a year or so somebody goes out there and cleans those up. Some of them probably weigh 4 or 5 pounds with being waterlogged, having been up there since February. Gamster back in. You've got the catcher Traeger running the bases. He's got a short lead at first. And a pitch is high.
Their 19 pitches now in the third is matched what he threw in the second.
Gets a swing and a miss on a bad ball down low. They certainly have made him labor, no doubt. 23 pitches in the first inning when TCU did not score, and now 20 pitches here in the third as Yale struck out the first 2 in this inning, then walked Traeger on a full count pitch. Pitch number 21 of the inning, and a swing and a miss. Hitting room through the right side. Gamster's average on the rise, having a great series here at West Virginia. And a pitch that just misses. Mountaineer fans wanted that strike 3 call from Tim Cordell, didn't get it.
So full count. Runner will take off from first, but Guzman's still holding on there, expecting Gamster to pull the ball.
Grounder to Hall at third. He gets the nice hop, throws across, low throw, but scooped nicely by Armani Guzman. So Yale strikes out 2. He gets out of the inning with a ground ball. Middle of the third, it's TCU 2 and West Virginia nothing. It's 2-0. West Virginia has been on a tear offensively. A lot of extra base hits, a lot of home runs. This 8-game winning streak, they've been as hot as any team in the Big 12 Conference.
Yeah, and it's really been pitching and defense that's really carried West Virginia so far. But the last few games, West Virginia's offense really, you know, coming of age and starting to provide some power numbers as well.
And Angelica would like to get this offense going tonight.
That's right. I asked Coach Sabins how his squad gets some hits off Lance Davis tonight, and he said, well, this guy is really good. He can get near 100 miles per hour, and he's really got 4 solid pitches. He says when he does get hit, it's because he leaves pitches up in the zone. So the goal for his guys tonight, do not chase, get your swing up, and eliminate those nasty sliders and cutters is what he told me.
Kresser retired there, a fly ball to right. During this 8-game streak, of course, Gavin Kelly is your Big 12 Player of the Week from last week. He's got 14 hits and 12 runs. Sean Smith, 12 hits during the 8-game winning streak. Schoenfeld, 12 hits. Guzman and Kresser all with double-digit hits during that streak as well. But not much tonight, at least so far. Einish with the only base hit of the game, and he was erased on a double play in the first. West Virginia batting with 1 out in the third. They've been out hit 3-1, and they trail on the scoreboard 2-0. Ben Lumsden at the plate. Popped a couple foul here.
96 on that fastball from Davis.
Lumsden got a double last night. Lumsden with consecutive starts in right field as Brock Wills was dealing with some sickness during the Kansas series. Lumsden got a chance to play in that series and equated himself well, had some good at-bats. So he's been in right field for the first 2 games of this TCU series. Count 1-2 as he bats in the third, trying to get things going, and foul to the screen. Max Yale at 65 pitches through 3. And during the middle of that last half inning, Dawson Montesa raced from the dugout to the bullpen. Not warming, but he's down in the bullpen. Here's an opposite field smash, and it will fall in front of Arthur, a base hit. 1-out single for Ben Lumsden, who continues to have some good at-bats. His second hit of the series, and West Virginia has a base runner here in the third.
And just West Virginia's second hit of the game, the first one coming all the way back at the leadoff spot in the first inning by Matt Einish. That single that was quickly erased by the double play by Gavin Kelly.
Hall with 4 home runs. He takes a pitch inside. 2 of those homers coming during this 8-game winning streak. Quick throw to first, and Lumsden dives back in. Lumsden without a stolen base attempt so far this season. Check swing and a foul pop into the stands. West Virginia beginning the night 1 game back of Kansas in the Big 12 standings, and Kansas won a thriller last night on the road at BYU. Had an early lead, blew that lead as this one's popped up foul that'll drift onto the berm.
It looked like Kansas was going to roll in that game, but BYU battled back, tied it up, I believe.
Yeah, Kansas was actually up 6-0 at one point. And BYU tied it with 4 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. But Kansas got a tie-breaking home run from Josh Dykoff, his second of the game. And then they scored 2 in the 8th, won that game 9-6. So they maintain a 1-game lead on West Virginia. Another check swing and a foul into the screen.
There's been a lot of offense already in the Cincinnati Texas Tech game. Bottom of the second there in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati's already up 7-2 over Texas Tech, and that's after run ruling Texas Tech a day ago.
1-2 pitch. Hey, and he's punched out. A little bit of a delayed reaction there from Tim Cordell. But Hall out on strikes looking. That's the second strikeout for Davis tonight.
Next hitter, number 17, Matt Heinisch.
You can still frame pitches in college baseball. Can't do it in the pros anymore, or at least in the major leagues with ABS. But
no, the art lives in college.
Nice job by Traeger to frame that one up. And Traeger and Davis get the call for strike 3. You mentioned that Cincinnati 13-1 win over Texas Tech. What a game Quentin Coates had. 4 hits and 6 RBI. And Cincinnati won big. Of course, Coates, one of the big bats in the Big 12 Conference. Also in that game, the Cincinnati starter, Nathan Taylor, struck out 7, and he set a Cincinnati single season strikeout record. He has 111 now. Here's a pop up, and this will drift onto the berm. And the kids will scramble for that one. Counts 1-1. Cincinnati playing well down the stretch. They, of course, were the last team to win a series from West Virginia. Mountaineers won game 1 2-0 last night. They trail in game 2 to TCU 2-0 in the 3rd inning. This pitch came inside and hit him. Heinisch hit by the pitch. He's on base for the 2nd time tonight. Got him on the lower leg. Heinisch hit for the 8th time this year.
Now, if West Virginia wants to get some offense going, this is the perfect chance to be able to do that. 32 pitches now for Davis, which doubles what he was coming into this inning, and Gavin Kelly at the plate.
You've got exactly who you want up in this situation. Kelly takes a strike. Kelly 14 for his last 29, was on base 3 times with a hit and 2 walks last night. Check swing here, tied him up, strike 2. Kelly with 12 runs, 8 RBI, 5 home runs during that stretch of 14 hits and 27 at-bats. Try to get West Virginia on the board. He takes ball 1 high. It's 1-2. Reigning Big 12 Player of the Week. Lumsden at second, Heinisch at first. 2 away in the West Virginia 3rd. This one is tapped foul. Down off his foot. Kelly will walk that off as Tim Cordell, the home plate umpire, gets a new supply of baseballs. 1-2 the count. West Virginia trying to break through here in the 3rd inning. TCU outfield around to the right, and the pitch fouled it off. Arthur well off the line, you see there in left field.
Yeah, but you've got Gargett hugging the line on at third base. Really want to prevent that double down the line that could potentially score Heinisch from first.
Another 2-strike pitch. Long look at second. Kelly backed up by that fastball inside at 95 miles an hour.
That was pitch number 6 of the Gavin Kelly at bat. Only 2 of those have been balls. Both of those high.
This one just misses. Well, Kelly's had nerves of steel on the last 2 pitches. The one up around the letters, fastball at 95. And then he lets that one go, just missed the outside corner. Now we've got a 3-2 pitch, chance for the runners to get a head start. Here it comes. Kelly swings and misses. Great job by Davis to get out of that jam. The Mountaineers strand 2. We played 3. It's TCU 2 and West Virginia nothing. TCU was shut out last night, but they busted out tonight. Preston Gamster with a long home run, his 5th of the year in one of the more unique home run celebrations. And then Caius Gargett with a long ball off the pitch clock in left center field.
Yeah, Coach Sarlos was talking about how hard it is to hit home runs off of Max Yale. Just 2 home runs entering today, given up on the season by Yale. Even just 6 doubles, so only 8 extra base hits given up by Yale on the year, and 2 already today to give TCU a 2-run lead.
Yale at 65 pitches through 3 innings. There's a fly ball to right. Lumsden has room in front of the track, makes the catch, 1 out. So a quick first out. Yale struck out the first 2 in the 3rd, walked a batter, and then got Gamster to ground out. But TCU has done a great job being patient, working counts against Yale, and they've driven that pitch count up.
Yeah, Yale needs to have a couple of quick innings here if he wants to stay in this game for an extended period of time. Typically, whenever you see a guy go above 100 pitches, it's in the 8th, 9th inning. But right now, with this trend, Yale is looking at hitting 100 pitches in the 5th or 6th inning. So really needs to have a couple of quick innings if he wants to extend his start here.
There's a strike on the outside part of the plate. West Virginia got through last night with 2 pitchers, Ian Korn and Carson Estridge. Dawson Montesa not in the rotation for this series, so he is the first option out of the bullpen tonight. We mentioned Cincinnati up on Texas Tech 7-2 in the 2nd. Oklahoma State 4 in the bottom of the 1st against Arizona. That's a 4-0 Cowboys lead, and Kansas State leads UCF 1-0 in the 6th. That pitch is fouled off, and that ever important Kansas BYU game, it'll get underway in a little over 20 minutes. Mountaineer fans scoreboard watching. West Virginia and Kansas both won last night, meaning the Mountaineers stay 1 game back. And we're down to 2 regular season games left. There's a pitch that's a called 3rd strike. Gargett punched out by Tim Cordell, 2nd out here in the 4th.
So another strikeout on the fastball by Yale.
Next hitter is 20, Jack Arthur.
That's strikeout number 7 through 4 innings.
Base is empty, 2 outs for Jack Arthur. Arthur was one of the strikeout victims back in the 2nd. Bats here in the 4th, and he takes strike 1. Yale ahead 0-2. Another one for the berm down the 3rd base line. That one a little bit low and inside as Mountaineer fans react. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. West Virginia with the heart of the order coming up in the fourth. Schoenfeld, Smith, and Gravlin. Arthur continues to battle here, extending this at bat. Check swing. They appeal to first, and John Sapphire says he held up. Counts 2-2. Most of the projections have TCU in a regional. Of course, a win or two in this series would certainly solidify that. This pitch is a little bit outside as well. That runs the count full. Mountaineer fans say, hey, where was that one? Now a 3-2 on its way. Fouled off again.
This will be pitch number 80 for Yale.
Another 3-2. Grounded foul, third base side. And Jack Arthur has authored another great at bat here. Yale trying to get out of the fourth. Extended by one more pitch as that one ends up on the road. Jed Jerko drive. Out there beyond the left field fence. Yale has struck out 7. There's a grounder to short. Comes up on Einish, and he'll throw out Jack Arthur, but Arthur did his job there. He made Yale work to get that final out of the frame. Middle of the fourth, it's TCU 2 and West Virginia nothing. To the NCAA tournament. West Virginia, the highest RPI among Big 12 conference teams, but Kansas is right there. And Cincinnati, despite winning last night, dropped a bit in the RPI. TCU with the loss here took a big plunge down there to the low 40s.
Yeah, whenever you're in the middle there in the 30s, 40s, 50s, things change drastically with wins and losses, where West Virginia is in the 18, you know, whatever you talk, 18s, teens, and the single digits. That's where things get a little bit more rock solid. It's harder to move up, easier to move down, though.
Coach Steve Saban's Mountaineers, again, many of the projections, including D1 baseball, have the Mountaineers hosting a regional. In D1 baseball, they're, at least when this series started, they had West Virginia as the 13 national seed and hosting a regional, which would include Coastal Carolina, Virginia Tech, and Bucknell. Again, that's just one publication's projection. They have Kansas hosting a regional as well as the number 15 national seed. We'll find out for sure coming up on Memorial Day. Grounder to first, and the play turned in by Dallimore, and Schoenfeld is retired leading off the fourth inning.
Yeah, that was with a 2-0 count. Gets that slider, almost a sweeper, on a 2-0 count and grounds that out to the first baseman, Dallimore.
Sean Smith with a hit and a walk in game one. .12 for 31 during this 8-game West Virginia winning streak. Has been one of the hotter hitters and a top run producer for West Virginia during that stretch. 1-1 the count here. Senior day tomorrow for the Mountaineers. Hard to believe the final regular season home game. Smith gets under this one, pops it in the shallow center. Griffin coming in, he'll make the catch. First two retired by Davis in the Mountaineer fourth inning.
0, Matthew Gravlin.
Gravlin will try and get it started. Mountaineers trailing 2-0. Gargett even with the bag at third as Gravlin takes ball one outside. Gamster deep at short. The infield balanced for the right-handed hitting Matthew Gravlin. Check swing, and there's strike one. 1-1 the count. Good pitch again by Davis, worked him away. Held up on that check swing. The count's 2-2. Davis ready with the next. That one misses down low. Limited base runners here for the Mountaineers in the fourth. Just 3 base runners. One was erased on a double play. It seems like Davis has done a good job mixing his pitches here. And there's ball 4 inside.
The first walk of the game, hit by pitch to Einish back in the third, but that was the first free pass really for Davis.
Gravlin at first, 2 outs.
Here is number 5, Armani Guzman.
Guzman, who's found a home at first base for this Mountaineer team. He bats with 2 outs, and the pitch to him is outside. Guzman, a big series against Kansas with 5 hits, 3 stolen bases. Gravlin draws a throw. Oklahoma State, big first inning at home against Arizona. They've scored 5 and still batting in that first inning, and there's a strike to the plate. Cincinnati, another big offensive night, 7 runs in the first 2 innings. They lead Texas Tech 7-2. Here TCU up on West Virginia 2-0.
Oklahoma State now 5-1 against Arizona, and Cincinnati 8-3 against Texas Tech. Arizona State up 2-0, top of 1 against Houston, at Houston. Baylor and Utah has also started as well.
This pitch called strike 2. Guzman's yet to move the bat here. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count with the runner at first. West Virginia trying to string something together for the first time, and you see the shift again with Gargett moving to the 4 hole.
And Davis really needing to pick off there because TCU was still getting into their shift, and the pitch clock was winding down.
Next to the plate, fouled off just to our left.
That's the closest we've gotten one all year.
Yeah. Was about 15 feet to our left.
I almost had to make a play and save you. I'd sacrifice myself and just dive across the booth.
I'm quick like a cat, like Armani Guzman. I would have gotten to that one. Here's the next pitch. Outside.
So now with the lefty at the plate, I imagine Dallimore will be playing deeper here. Probably not hip pocket to Graveline, but probably deeper than that. Imagine to try to prevent the double down the line by Guzman. No, right there in the hip pocket.
Runner goes, the pitch swung on, hit a mile in the air on the infield. Dallimore has a play, waits for it to come down, and he makes the grab. So West Virginia strands the runner. Graveline with the 2-out walk, and the Mountaineers leave the runner on. After 4 complete, it is TCU 2 and West Virginia nothing. Mountaineers trailing here 2-0 to TCU as the Horned Frogs will bat in the 5th inning. West Virginia will play in a regional again. Second in 2 years under head coach Steve Sabins. Mountaineers hoping to finish this series strong, perhaps host that regional. And I believe we have Coach Sabins with us from the dugout. Coach, good evening. All right, we'll check in with the coach here in a moment. Okay. Hey, Coach, first of all, Max Yale, one thing that you never see is him giving up home runs, but TCU's gotten him a couple of times tonight. What have you seen?
Yeah, he's just competing out there. The guy's pretty damn good to give up 2 runs, and it's like a ridiculous thing that happened, right?
Yeah.
So he's out there. He's doing his thing. They jumped a couple fastballs early and got him, but he's put us in a position right now to win this game. So down 2 in the 5th is a great spot to be in. So we're excited where we're at. Max, go clip this inning off and see if we get the offense cooking.
Hey, on the other side, Lance Davis has looked great so far. What's your approach to get to him here?
You got to hit Davis because he throws a ton of strikes. So the fastball's got a bunch of run on it. He's kind of eating our righties up right now with fastballs, getting in on them. So we got to get the head out and beat some fastballs. He throws a lot of strikes, so it's not a guy that usually you build innings off of walks and hit by pitches too much. So you got to earn it. So we got to hit some balls in the gaps and run around.
Well, Coach, we're hoping for a comeback tonight. We appreciate your time.
Yep, let's get them. Thanks, boys.
Head coach Steve Sabins from the WVU dugout. 1 out in the TCU 5th. And there's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Rob Libington, 0 for 1, got hit by a pitch in the 1st. 2-0 TCU leading West Virginia as we play here in the 5th inning.
So that change, we'd mentioned that there was going to be a change coming. Cole Eaton in center field for TCU.
West Virginia with the comebacker there, handled by Yale. Boy, he could really use a quick inning. We've said that 2 or 3 innings in a row.
Right.
82 pitches coming into this 5th frame. A fly out and a comebacker for the first 2 outs.
Eaton takes the place of Brady Dallimore as well. Dallimore, the first baseman, is out of the game. Eaton enters in the 6th spot and will play center field. Jack Arthur moves to right field. Colton Griffin to left field. And then Rob Lidington will go to first base.
Count 2-0 to Kramer at the plate. As we all update our scorecard.
Yes.
2-0 pitch hit on the ground. Einish gobbles that up. A little bit of a low throw, but Guzman handles it. There's that quick inning, just as the doctor ordered for Max Yale. A 1-2-3 fifth for TCU. The Horned Frogs still lead 2-0.
Lance Davis has held West Virginia scoreless so far through 4 complete. Only 2 hits given up to this West Virginia lineup, has really found its groove lately. 3 strikeouts for Davis, and as Coach Saban's mentioned, the guy that likes to fill up the zone. 3 strikeouts, only 1 walk for the freshman.
And he'll face the bottom of the order here in the West Virginia 5th. Kresser, Lumsden, and Hall, the scheduled hitters. We had a between innings promotion on the field that's just finishing up. The umpires allow the traffic to clear. And we're set to go, bottom of the 5th. Kresser takes ball 1. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for TCU. No runs, just 2 hits for the Mountaineers in this game. And a total of just 4 base runners. 1 has been erased on a double play. And that pitch is outside. The shift on for the right-handed hitting Kresser. Again, Gargett guarding the line at third base. And this pitch in there for a strike. 2-1 the count. Kresser with a shot, but it's snagged out of the air. That was the second baseman Kramer on the shift. And he leaves his feet, gets his glove on that line drive.
TCU's found themselves in the right spots a lot this weekend. Another time there, Kramer finds that ball in his glove.
Lumsden with a hit in each game so far. He swings at the first pitch, hits it in the air. Gamster, the shortstop, takes charge in shallow left field, and 2 quick outs for Davis here in the 5th.
Just 6 pitches so far here in the 5th inning.
Dawson Montesa warming up for West Virginia in the bullpen.
So Davis, 7 pitches in the first, 9 pitches in the second, 24 pitches in the third. West Virginia sent 5 to the plate there, 18 pitches in the fourth. West Virginia only sent 4 to the plate there. And 7 pitches here so far through 2/3 of an inning in the 5th.
Check swing and a strike. They appeal to John Sapphire down at first. Counts 0-2. Hall ran up to bunt for that first pitch. Pretty good pitch there for strike 2. Here's the next. Swing and a miss. 1-2-3, 5th inning for Davis. Davis has retired 4 in a row. He gets his 4th strikeout. Through 5 complete, TCU in front. Talking about TCU's postseason aspirations, RPI of 49. And of course, a win or 2 in this series would certainly help. And they always seem to play great in the Big 12 Conference Tournament. So most projections have 7 Big 12 teams getting in.
Yep.
TCU one of them. And despite the injuries this year, they've just battled all season long, showing a lot of grit. We've seen that through the years. And talking with Coach Kirk Sarlos yesterday, he talked about, 10 years ago, of course, Stroh-Snyder's out.
Right.
10 years ago, they had a guy named Lucan Baker, who was a slugger, reached the big leagues with the Cardinals, and he got hurt. They missed him down the stretch and in the postseason, and they ended up going all the way to the College World Series. So you can't overcome such things. It's difficult, of course, but TCU has overcome the injury bug all season long up to this point.
Yeah, good programs always find themselves in the thick of things at the end of the year. Always seem to find that extra spark that they need to really propel themselves to success, and Sarlou's just continuing that TCU tradition.
And of course, the Mountaineers playing for a lot this weekend. Conference championship, first seed in the tournament, perhaps hosting a regional. West Virginia definitely in, no doubt about that, with an RPI in the top 20. There's a swing and a miss. First out here in the 6th. Yale gets the strikeout to open up this 6th inning. Dawson Montesa warming up in the bullpen. Again, TCU 12 big tournament appearances and 4 championships, the last coming in 2023. And again, they always play well in that postseason tournament. Sarlos has taken them to Omaha once since he's become the head coach. Yale with the next. Took something off that pitch and missed inside. The count's 2-0. There's a strike on the outside edge. Yale's really settled in here. He's retired 8 in a row since walking Traeger in the 3rd. Of course, TCU touched him for the 2 home runs in the 2nd inning. Gamster and Gargett. There's one under the glove of the pitcher, but the shortstop Einish is right there behind the bag. That's 10 in a row retired by the lefty Yale.
We saw one like that yesterday. Comebacker to Korn. Korn tried to get a glove on it, but it's probably a better thing that he didn't. Yeah, that one, Yale tried to glove that, but it's probably a better thing that he didn't touch it. Allows it to go through, get to Einish, and Einish able to make the play.
Actually 9 in a row retired. Wishful thinking here, as Yale's hoping to get Gamster for a 1-2-3 inning here. That would be 10 straight. Starts him off with a fastball high. We're in the 6th. West Virginia trailing here 2-0 to TCU. Got the swing and a miss there. Two strikes now. Yale's found a groove.
Really has. That slider's really working for him the last couple pitches. Got the strikeout on the slider to Brunson and throwing it here with great command to Gamster.
Ooh, just got a piece of that one. Spoiled a good pitch. Gamster stays alive.
It was pitch 101 from Yale.
Gamster 3 hits in the series, including the home run earlier in this one. There's a swing and a miss. He blew that past him at 90+ mile an hour, the fastball. And Max Yale has retired 10 straight. We head to the bottom of the 6th with the Mountaineers trailing TCU 2-0. Baseball tournament will be revealed on Monday, May 25th. The selection show starts at noon on ESPN2, and we'll find out where the regional sites and seedings will take place. Both the Horned Frogs and the Mountaineers are expected to be included in the selection, so tune in to ESPN2 or log on to the app Monday the 25th at noon to find out where these teams will be playing in the NCAA tournament. Matt Einish taps out, and that's how the bottom of the 6th inning begins.
You know, West Virginia's got a really great outing so far from Max Yale, and really just has not provided the offense to keep up with the great pitching that we've seen here from both sides, both Yale and Davis.
Kelly at the plate. Check swing and a strike. Kelly had his average up to 392 when the evening started. 73 hits, tops on the ball club. Mountaineers need something here, looking for a spark in the 6th inning, trailing 2-0. West Virginia won last night 2-0. Ian Korn and Carson Estridge combining on the shutout. Into the shift, and the second baseman on the third base side of the bag. That's Kramer, who throws out Kelly, his second put out so far in this inning, and it's up to Schoenfeld. West Virginia last night got its 6th shutout of the season. Again, Korn and Estridge combining on that shutout. There's strike 1 to Schoenfeld. Ground ball. This is going to be a tough play for Gamster, and it's an infield hit. Gamster got it on the backhand. And Schoenfeld hustling down the line. West Virginia gets its first base runner since the 4th.
And Gamster has shown all weekend that he has the arm to be able to make a play like that. Just, you can see that backside there collapses whenever he goes to make that throw, causing that throw to go up the line.
Sean Smith at the plate. Signal comes out of the TCU dugout, no doubles. Gargett on the line to third. Griffin very deep in left, and here's a bouncer to short. Another chance for Gamster. He bounces it over, and a nice play by Liddington, who's moved to first. He gets that one on the hop off the turf. So the Mountaineers strand a runner, and we played 6. It's TCU 2 and West Virginia nothing. Max Yale settled in here in the middle portion of this contest, as his strikeout total is up to 9 for this game so far, and he's retired 10 in a row. That's all good news. The bad news is he's up over 100 pitches for this outing at this point as we head to the 7th inning. Yale will work to the leadoff hitter here in the 7th inning. Both starters have been very, very good. Lance Davis and Yale each allowing 3 hits. The difference, Tyler, is that 2 of those hits for TCU have left the ballpark.
Yep, that's the difference. Yesterday, the difference was the extra base hits for West Virginia in West Virginia's favor. Those back-to-back doubles set the table for West Virginia to take a 2-0 lead, and the extra base hits for TCU have set the table for them to take the 2-0 lead here today.
Cole Eaton at the plate, his first plate appearance in this game, making his 16th appearance of the season. This is his 10th at-bat. He's 2 for his first 9. Yale has him set up here, and that one misses inside, popped off the heel of Kelly's mitt, and the count's 2-2. Two home runs in the 2nd inning for TCU off Yale. That's the only runs of this game. Here's a smash to Guzman to his left. Nicely done. The slick fielding first baseman gets the out himself at first. As we go back down to Angelica, another good defensive play by this Mountaineer infield.
Absolutely, and Saban says it's in large part because you've got the fastest player in the country right there playing first base. He says that this is the best defense that he has coached here in 11 seasons because of players like Armani Guzman, then Matt Gravlin, who can play out and left, throwing 100 miles per hour, he said, and then Gavin Kelly throwing out guys at the plate. He had something to say just about everybody here in the field, but he said when you have the speed that this team has, really defensively, the aggression has been so fun to watch, and it's a reason that they're playing so well and playing their most balanced baseball.
No doubt about that. This pitch comes inside. The defense and the pitching has really worked hand in hand with this group, and what's really interesting about the West Virginia defense is its versatility. We've talked all about it. Guzman, a great outfielder, playing great at first base. Kresser has a history of playing shortstop.
Yep.
Hall can play short.
Yep.
Schoenfeld has developed into a top flight defensive center fielder. Gravlin goes from behind the plate to left field. It's incredible. Gravlin out there making his 23rd start in left field.
Basically everybody defensively in the lineup for West Virginia has a secondary position and has played that secondary position sometime within the last couple of weeks.
2-1 the count to Gargett, swing and a miss.
I mean, even look at Lumsden in right field. Lumsden spent some time at first base. The only ones that really haven't moved around a whole lot is Hall at third and Einish at short, and Schoenfeld has really held down that center field spot.
There's another chance for Einish. Tough play to his left, strong throw, and the infield defense showing up here in the 7th. First Armani Guzman, and now Matt Einish. Just as smooth as it gets. Base is empty, 2 outs.
Next hitter for TCU, number
Jack Arthur comes to the plate. The streak continues here for Yale. And as Coach Steve Saban's told us between innings, he's put West Virginia in a position to win this game. Just need some offense.
Yep. Just need to scratch some runs across however they can. You know, we mentioned yesterday it was the extra base hits, the double, the RBI double, but then you also manufacture a run by the sac bunt, the sac fly. TCU doing damage today via the long ball. Montesa and Huther in the bullpen for West Virginia.
2 right-handers up in the pen. Buy a little time there to let those relievers get warm. Mountaineers forced home plate umpire Tim Cordell to come out, break up the conference on the mound. This pitch right in there for a strike. Couple of ground ball outs for Yale here in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. Hunting his 10th strikeout here. Got a packed ballpark, and they're waiting for West Virginia to erupt offensively. See if Yale can get out of the 7th inning. Arthur stays alive as he fouls that one off the end of the bat. One of the bigger crowds of the season on a perfect weather night. 0-2 pitch. Grounded left side again. Hall will let Einish handle it. Strong throw, and he beat it out. Infield hit for Jack Arthur. And that stops a streak of 12 straight hitters retired by Max Yale.
Looks like this will be reviewed as well.
If it stands, it'll be the 4th hit of the night for TCU. Bang bang play at first base.
Oof, safe.
Looked like he beat it. Mountaineers get the review as they call for it. That's the first base runner for TCU since Nolan Traeger drew a two-out walk in the third. Of course, the home runs came in the second. Yale really is locked in here. Had retired 12 straight. If this call on the field is overturned, that'll be 13 in a row and 3 ground ball outs in the 7th inning. Taking a long look at this one. Call on the field is safe and an infield hit for Jack Arthur. Mountaineers keep the bullpen going as the fans take a look at it here on the Kendrick Family Ballpark scoreboard. We have a decision, and the call stands. Infield hit for Jack Arthur. Again, hit number 4 for TCU. Looks like that left foot.
Yep. You just can't tell whenever it gets into the glove. And the problem is you typically have that center field camera view where you're able to see when it does get into the glove. But that was blocked by the second base umpire, Brian Drury.
116 pitches in the outing for Max Yale, who gets a standing ovation from the Mountaineer fans as he comes off the field. 9 strikeouts, just 1 walk, 4 hits allowed, including the infield hit here in the 7th. And 2 home runs by TCU in the 2nd is the difference so far. We'll meet the new pitcher when we return to the ballpark after this.
JT Huther on for West Virginia, the freshman from Fort Myers, Florida, making just his 7th appearance on the year. A 9 flat ERA, no wins, no losses, 4 innings pitched for the freshman, and 6 strikeouts.
Huther will try and keep this score right where it is, 2-0. Infield hit by Jack Arthur in the 7th inning chased the starter Max Yale from the game after his 116 pitch effort tonight. And another good one, as he had a streak of 12 consecutive hitters retired. That was snapped on the infield single off the bat of Arthur. Huther, another solid arm to be utilized on this pitching staff, which leads the Big 12 Conference in most categories. That team ERA is incredible. Opposition hitting just .232 against the Mountaineers, and they've given up 4 hits tonight. Huther will face Colton Griffin with 2 outs and a runner at first base here in the TCU 7th inning. Starts him off with a strike. Pretty high leverage situation for this young guy. Throw to first, and Arthur's back in there.
So after, we can't, it's not complete yet because Max Yale's still responsible for Arthur on first base, but at the moment, if Arthur doesn't score, Max Yale's ERA stays at about .210, up from .204 entering today.
Can't ask for much more, and as Coach Sabins pointed out, he gives up 2 home runs, and it's
everybody loses their minds.
I mean, that's how good he's been. Practically flawless over the course of the last 4 starts.
Guy gets hit hard twice in the second inning. Everybody's like, "Oh, what's wrong with Max Yale?"
And then
he settles in, and then he settles in, and
the answer's nothing.
Nothing. There's nothing wrong.
Max Yale. That runner at first, Arthur, trying to create a distraction for Huther. Count 1-1 to Griffin. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th, West Virginia will have Gravelin, Guzman, and Kresser. Another throw to first.
Arthur, 6 stolen bases on the year, 7 attempts, but is getting a healthy lead at first base. Not right now, but every time Huther comes set.
Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down into the runner, and a nice job by Einish to save that ball, keep it from going into center field.
Seems like Einish wanted to review there, like he might have gotten a tag on the foot. Yeah,
Infield hit and a stolen base for Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur was well beyond that tag.
Einish behind him, holding him close. There's a swing and a miss down on the turf. Kelly will throw to first to complete the out. So Huther comes in and retires the only batter he faces. And we head to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch as the Mountaineers trail here by 2.
At this time, we would like to announce the winner.
Baseball championship presented by Allstate will be played at Surprise Stadium in Surprise, Arizona from May 19th through the 23rd. Surprise Stadium is the Cactus League home to the Kansas City Royals and the Texas Rangers. The top 12 teams in the regular season standings will compete for the Big 12 title. And here's Gravelin trying to bunt his way on. Right idea, but it took a left turn and went foul.
Gargett almost got a glove on that.
So Gravelin will walk and retrieve his bat. Gargett came charging. You see the spin on that ball. As I didn't touch it, which he didn't, stayed away from it.
I mean, the reaction, anytime you see a ball go up like that, your reaction is, go get it. But then as soon as it hits, you kind of black out a little bit. And that's exactly what Gargett did. He blacked out and luckily pulled his hands away. That way the ball rolls foul.
And here's a grounder. Chance for Gamster. Again, that strong sidearm throw. Gravelin retired to lead off the Mountaineers' 7th inning. Gravelin been on base once tonight with a walk. Guzman trying to get on base for the first time. West Virginia shut out on 3 hits tonight. Guzman tries to bunt his way on and bunts it foul. West Virginia
searching.
Yeah, searching for anything for a spark. Absolutely.
Even after that bunt attempt, Davis turned around to his infield, just kind of gave him a look.
There's a fly ball into center. Eaton with the left fielder, Griffin in front of him. And Eaton makes the catch. So Griffin, normally a center fielder, he's used to taking charge out there, but he bailed out at the last split second. Let Eaton handle that challenge, and there's 2 away. Base is empty for Kresser. And they have activity, it appears, in the TCU bullpen. What a job Davis has done as this pitch is high.
I think that activity's all for show. 79 pitches now for Davis, and these guys just in a groove.
This one's popped up, and it will land on the concrete next to the berm, bounce back onto the field of play. Liddington at first base now. Credit Davis, not only tonight, but all season, with Tommy Lepore, the projected ace for TCU, missing most of the season. He started here last night and took a tough luck loss, but Davis has really solidified this pitching staff for TCU, stepping in as the one of the aces, at least, for the injured Lepore, who's missed most of the season.
He's just been so effective. I saw that graphic of pitches by inning. I mean, 7 pitches to get through the first, 9 to get through the second. Yet he struggled in the middle innings, through third and fourth, 24 pitches and 18 pitches, but then settled right back in the 5th and the 6th, delivering 8 pitches in both of those innings. And I mean, he's sitting at just 82 pitches through 7 innings. And you know, to give you an idea, that complete game against Utah last weekend, he went 9 innings and threw 111 pitches. So that is ridiculously effective.
Swing and a miss. Another 1, 2, 3 inning for Davis. A ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout. Mountaineers retired in order in the 7th inning. We head to the 8th. TCU 2 and West Virginia nothing. On the out-of-town scoreboard, Mountaineer fans mostly concerned with that Kansas BYU series. Kansas won 9-6 last night. Scoreless game, top of the 2nd inning. First final tonight, Texas Tech knocks off Cincinnati 6-5. So they've split the first 2 games of that series. Arizona State leading Houston in the 3rd, and Cincinnati again against Texas Tech. You've got Baylor leading Utah 2-0 in the 2nd. Oklahoma State with the big lead on Arizona 8-1 in the 4th inning.
And if this game stays the same, then Kansas can lock up the Big 12 regular season title with a win. New pitcher for West Virginia is Dawson Montesa's 14th appearance. Those previous 13 appearances all starts. Montesa been a mix of West Virginia's Friday night guy, Saturday guy, Sunday guy. So a lot of weekend starts for Montesa. This is his first appearance out of the bullpen on the year.
Montesa takes over to pitch the 8th inning. He'll face the top of the order.
Kansas taking a 1-0 lead in the 2nd.
Over BYU. So Kansas, big offensive night last night, had a large lead. BYU came back, and then Kansas ultimately won 9-6. First pitch from Montesa missed high. This is Liddington, 0 for 1, got hit by a pitch leading off the game, and there's a strike. West Virginia's outfield straight away. Graveline very deep and left. This pitch, another fastball at 95 that misses high. That one hit sharply foul. TCU since the 2nd has just a walk and an infield hit. But of course, the 2 home runs in the 2nd, the difference in this game so far. Similar story to last night. West Virginia with a couple of extra base hits in the 2nd. And that led to the only 2 runs of the game. There's strike 3 to Liddington. He's down, the first out here in the 8th inning.
97 on that fastball from Montesa.
Next hitter, number 7, Cole Kramer.
Kramer's 0 for 3. Bats with 1 out, bases empty in the 8th. .96-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1 to Kramer.
Montesa cranking it up.
Yeah, he knows he's got 6 outs to get, and he's just rearing back and firing. Kramer gets a piece of that. Kramer is followed by Brunson.
That's still one of my favorite stories that Saban's told at the beginning of the year, is that Montesa was throwing 95 at Adelphi Division II, and he didn't have any video, so he said it was the legend of Dawson Montesa. You heard this guy throwing 95 out in Division II, but nobody had seen it. And then he follows that up with an 85-mile-an-hour slider with 18 inches of horizontal break.
That's just filth.
Yes.
2 outs in the 8th. There's Brunson.
Number 6, Noah Franco into the game, now hitting for TCU.
We're going to have a pinch hitter here. Get a lefty up off the bench. And he'll bat with 2 outs. Check swing and a strike.
Noah Franco was in the bullpen yesterday. Finds himself getting a pinch hit opportunity here.
Batting .211. Another guy who's dealt with injuries this year. There's a swing and a miss. 97 on that fastball. So Franco with 90 at-bats and just 12 appearances pitching-wise. Again, another TCU player dealing with injuries. This pitch is swung on and hit the left, but it'll hang up for Gravlin. No, he lost it. That ball went over the fence. It's a home run. So an opposite field shot. Gravlin lost it. Looked like he had located it, was under it, but that ball carried out of here. So the 3rd home run of the game for TCU. Noah Franco comes off the bench and hits one into the TCU bullpen the other way.
Really
see, Gravlin was as confused as I was.
Yeah, really just looked like a routine fly ball. 98 miles an hour on that fastball, but it was 100 leaving the bat.
So the 3rd home run for TCU in this game, and there's Traeger hit by a pitch. The lead is 3-0. Montesa comes in throwing 96, 97 up to 98, and Franco hits the home run.
Montesa really looked to be grooving. Felt like he was in control his first 2 at-bats, and really through the first 2 pitches of that Franco at-bat. But Franco just grooves that fastball, that elevated fastball, gets behind it, drives it out to left field, and really changes everything in this inning for West Virginia and conversely for TCU.
That stunned the crowd and has really kind of taken it down a notch here. Mountaineers down to their final 6 outs. They'll have hitters 8, 9, and 1 due in the bottom of this 8th inning. Another at-bat for Gamster as the inning is extended to TCU's number 5 hitter with the runner on first. First pitch strike. Montesa got a pair of strikeouts, then the home run. You've got Traeger, the catcher, running the bases here. This pitch fouled out of play. TCU's gotten up off the deck after being shut out last night. They're in control of this one. And their starter Lance Davis has been very, very good, working on a 3-hit shutout. Check swing down on the turf. The runner breaks, and that throw goes into center field. Traeger on his horse slides into third. So Gamster reaches. Runners at the corners now with 2 outs.
Really a pointless throw too. from Kelly, because that was ball 4.
Right. That's the first error committed by West Virginia since the Sunday game against Kansas State.
In the 9th inning of that
Right.
game, too. It was just kind of throwaway error in that game.
So nearly 6 consecutive games without an error, as this one comes in the 8th inning here tonight. There's a check swing and a pitch outside.
So this is where Montesa struggles. You saw the strikeouts. He was really grooving. Everything was working. Gets tagged up pretty good. That home run by Franco. And now hit by pitch, walk. And a 2-0 count to
Eaton at the plate.
Yeah.
Gamster takes second and third with 2 away. Here in the TCU 8th inning. And a swing and a miss. Montesa trying to battle back after falling behind in the count. That's just the 34th error this season committed by West Virginia, by far the fewest in the Big 12. Swing and a miss for strike 2. There's strike 3, but it gets away from Kelly and a run will score. Traeger crosses the plate to make it 4-0. So the strikeout, it sounded like that ball hit Kelly in the foot, bounced all the way to the backstop. It took him a split second to locate it, and Traeger races home to make it 4-0. So the inning continues, and TCU again with runners at the corner. And they get a 4th out of the inning. Great start for Montesa in this frame, but things have collapsed here on the Mountaineers, something that you haven't seen much at all this year. Steve Sabins is going to make the walk to the pitcher's mound. And West Virginia does have a player in the pen.
Sergao in the pen.
Joshua Sergao up, and he will come into the contest. So Montesa strikes out 3 in the inning, but the wild pitch on strike 3 to Eaton allows a run to score. And West Virginia will go to the bullpen once again. We'll sort all of it out when we return.
Our kids are growing and growing and growing. But growing up doesn't always come easy. So we'll grow with them. Grow our skills, grow our reach, until all our kids get to grow up healthy. Growing up doesn't stop. Not for one moment. And neither do we.
Joshua Sergao on in relief here for West Virginia, the transfer from Hawaii. So that making his 9th appearance on the year. A lot of those appearances coming as of late here in Big 12 play for West Virginia. 7 2/3 innings, 6 hits scattered across those 7 2/3, and then 10 strikeouts for the lefty.
4th pitcher of the night utilized by West Virginia, and they've really struggled to get the final out of this 8th inning, and TCU has reclaimed the momentum. Home runs early, then Yale settled in, really shut them down for a long stretch. And now TCU with a home run, hit batter, a walk, a catcher's error, and a wild pitch. They've scored 2 here in the 8th inning. Other than the home run, that's a pretty unorthodox rally. But they've got runners at the corners with 2 outs. And Surgow will face Caius Gargett. Gargett has one of the 3 home runs hit by TCU tonight. Surgow getting organized out there, and Gargett will step in. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th, Lumsden, Hall, and Einish for West Virginia. The Mountaineers will be down by at least 4 when they come to the plate in the bottom of the 8th. Gergow's got the runner picked off first. Guzman to Einish. They keep an eye on the runner at third, and they're going to tag him out to end the inning. So Gergow ends up making the tag for the final out. And a wild TCU 8th inning comes to an end. They score 2 runs as the lead is up to 4-0 for the Horned Frogs as West Virginia comes up in the bottom of the 8th. Guzman involved, Einish, and then Gergow makes the tag for the out. So a 1-3-6-1 put out as Gergow celebrates that.
Yeah, the run doesn't score. The out was recorded.
And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Surgow, the 4th pitcher of the night, getting the tag for that final out. And West Virginia is down to its final 6 outs. Lumsden at the plate here. 1-1 to him.
Heavy shift for Lumsden. Kramer playing a shallow right field. Gamster playing in that 4th spot.
Lumsden trying to get on, leading off the 8th inning, swing and a miss.
And then Gargett and Gamser will switch.
That one grounded foul in front of the West Virginia dugout. Game 3 of the series tomorrow noon. If you're coming to the ballpark, they've switched the time from 1, pushed it back an hour because of rain in the forecast for the afternoon. And then these teams will depart for Arizona and the Big 12 Conference Tournament. There's a foul over top our broadcast position. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Lumsden. 1 for 2 in this game so far. Swing and a miss for out number 1.
95 on that fastball.
5 in a row retired by Davis.
Back-to-back strikeouts as well. Presser hit the 7th on the strikeout. And again, 95 on that fastball by Davis, still holding his velocity into the 8th inning here. And I mean, just look how efficient. 7 pitches, 9 pitches. He gets struggles in the 3rd, 5 batters to the plate, 24 pitches, 4 batters in the 4th, 19, and then 8, 7, 10, 7.
That 3rd inning was the only inning that West Virginia has had multiple base runners. Lumsden singled with 1 out. Einish got hit by a pitch with 2 outs. But Davis got the strikeout of Gavin Kelly to end that threat. Other than that, Mountaineer bats have been quiet. Just 3 hits in this contest.
I talked to pitching coach Dave Lawn at the beginning of the game about Davis, and he said, asked me to explain it, describe him a little bit, give me a little bit of scout on him. He's like, you'll enjoy, you'll like watching him pitch. You'll enjoy watching him pitch, and I really have. I mean, he's had a great mix. He's been, you know, steady velocity. It keeps climbing. He's still, again, at 95. You know, a great slider. He's been able to move his fastball in different directions, mainly with the sinker. Has sported a cutter a few times. Does have a changeup. We haven't seen it very much. He's been mainly fastball slider, but he's been stellar.
2 strikes to Hall. Hall swings and drives one into left, but Griffin has a beat on this one as he makes the catch in shallow left field. 2 away in the Mountaineer 8th. Tremendous performance by Davis as he follows up the gym last night, the combined shutout by Korn and Estridge for West Virginia. Einish takes one inside, batting with the bases empty, and 2 outs in the 8th inning. There's strike 1 to the plate. Fastball at 96 misses inside. That one just foul as Einish took a shot to left field there. Lance Davis, big right-hander, 6'4". As this one's bounced to short, Gamster with another nice play. He throws out Einish, and West Virginia retired in order in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits. That will send us to the 9th inning with TCU leading West Virginia 2-0. Hit home run by Noah Franco. Going to the opposite field. Gravelin lost it. No matter. That ball's in the bullpen.
Yeah, I wasn't going to catch it anyways. And this was down 0-2 as well. Down 2 strikes. Both strike, fastball. Remember, we were talking about the velocity that Montesa had. 97, 98, but 98-mile-an-hour fastball deposited in the bullpen doesn't really matter that much.
Franco with his 4th home run of the season. That put TCU up 3-0 at the time, and they would tack on another. They lead 4-0 here in the 9th. The lefty Joshua Surgow starting his first full inning of work. Came in and got the last out. Picked a runner off in the 8th inning. Ended up making the tag for that last out. Nice play by Kelly, and an equally good play by Guzman on the short hop as they retire the leadoff hitter Gargett in the 9th inning. Tried to bunt his way on, and Kelly was up to the task. Kelly reacting quickly and bounced the throw to Guzman. 1 out in the 9th. Pitch to Arthur, fouled into the screen. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, Gavin Kelly, Paul Schoenfeld, Sean Smith are the scheduled West Virginia hitters. Mountaineers have been shut out on 3 hits tonight.
It's Gravelin behind the plate. So there's been some defensive changes.
Swing and a pop foul, and it comes back. Guzman stayed with it. Nice play by Armani Guzman.
Kelly's moved to third base, Graveline behind the plate. And it looks like Maxwell Melessa is in left field. So Melessa will be hitting for Tyrus Hall, which you'd have to get through 7 batters to get down to Hall.
Strike 1 to Griffin. So the Mountaineers make changes here in the top half of the ninth. This pitch is inside. Surgow trying to get the final out, the top of the ninth, and Davis will head back to the mound for the bottom of the ninth. He's at 100 pitches for this game. Griffin gets jammed there as he fouls it into the screen. Four runs, 5 hits for TCU. West Virginia, no runs, 3 hits, and an uncharacteristic 2 errors. This one fouled straight back into the crowd. So that errorless streak for the Mountaineers snapped here. Get them out of your system for tonight. Start a new streak tomorrow. This one's down on the turf. Counts 2-2. Surgow trying to have a 1-2-3 ninth inning, and another good pitch spoiled by Griffin. And we'll do it again. Base is empty, 2 away. Outside, that'll run the count full. Surgow picked the man off in the 8th. Mountaineers fielded a bunt. Now here's a backhanded stop by Kresser, not in time. Good speed by Griffin. And an infield hit extends the 9th inning to Liddington. And that's base hit number 6 for TCU. Long way by Kresser, skidded on the turf and just couldn't get anything on that throw. Well, there's the 3rd error of the game. Griffin's going to hit the bag at second. He slides into 3rd, and West Virginia throws him out. Guzman recovered well, got the ball off the fence and fired across. He showed that outfielder's arm, and Griffin is retired at 3rd after the error for the final out of the 9th inning. Bad pickoff move. Griffin, no doubt in his mind, he was wheeling his way around to 3rd, and the tag applied for the out. Last chance for the Mountaineers coming up as we head to the bottom of the 9th. It's 4-0 TCU. To an end tomorrow when the Horned Frogs and the Mountaineers build momentum towards the postseason. TCU and West Virginia will face off in the series finale tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow's game and the first 2 rounds of the Big 12 baseball tournament are available only on the ESPN app. Mountaineer fans remain hopeful here. They need a big rally in the bottom of the 9th, trailing TCU 4-0. Gavin Kelly will try and get it started. Lance Davis going to try and finish this one as he gets a new baseball from home plate umpire Tim Cordell. Strike to the plate, counts 1-1. Kelly hits it up the middle. 1 out here in this 9th inning for West Virginia. That chance handled by Kramer. Kramer making his 117th consecutive start at second base. 1 away in the West Virginia 9th inning.
Seems like anytime TCU shifts, West Virginia hits right into that shift.
Strike 1 to Schoenfeld. Schoenfeld, one of West Virginia's 3 base hits tonight. There's a strike to the plate.
Kansas up 2-0, top 4. Texas Tech and Cincinnati just about finished in their back end of their doubleheader. Cincinnati up 8-4 there. Kansas State final 5-4 over UCF.
Slow roller to short. Gamster fires sidearm, 2 outs. Well, if this result holds and Kansas wins, they'll win outright. They'll be 2 up with 1 to play.
It looked like Gamster came up limping after he threw that ball. Maybe he came down wrong on his ankle.
He is hobbling around out there. Sean Smith will try and extend it. West Virginia needs base runners here in the 9th. Here's a swing and a fly ball into right. Arthur over near the line. He makes the catch, and TCU bounces back. Mountaineers with great pitching, clutch offense in game 1 on Thursday, and tonight in game 2, TCU hits 3 home runs, and they get a gem from Lance Davis.
Yeah, evened up the series on game 2. TCU really coming out swinging 2 runs in the 2nd inning, just like West Virginia did to them yesterday, but did it via the long ball today, added a couple insurance in the end, and then took care of business. Held West Virginia only 3 hits on the day.
Lance Davis goes the distance, just 1 walk. Mountaineer pitchers didn't walk anybody last night, and that helped. And of course, Lance Davis going the distance as he shuts West Virginia out on 3 hits and just 1 walk. 4-0 the final score. So for Tyler Barnett, Angelica Trinone, and the rest of our crew, I'm Kyle Wiggs saying so long from Morgantown. All events airing on ESPN Plus are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.